says I've been live for 25 seconds. I'm gonna have to go back and check this out to see if that all lines up. Like, does it start to record as soon as I go live? I haven't done this in a while. Interesting. Let's see again if anything happens here. Okay. Got a thumbs up from Jim. Let me see. I'm gonna go to the home page and see if I can see anything at this point. Alright. Alright again. Okay. Alright, I'm not seeing anything on my playback on the screen, so I just had to check my phone. So everything looks good. Audio good. Visual better now. Everything cool. We all good? Okay. Great, great. Alright, so with that, let us go by protocol, doing what we do over here once again. Now, let me get back over to this here chat. But the playback's kind of slow. Oh yeah, it's still flat earth out here. Oh yeah. Oh, I saw something that I just had to share with you. You know, I've always been a while, and had a few people actually saying, "Hey, where you been?" So, this is where I'm at. Everything's cool. I'm back. What's up, Jim? Elizabeth 98. Hey, Jenny. Michael Jamal, what's happening? Martin Green, what's good? Hey, Tammy. Once again. Okay. Liz said looks good. All right. Spirit Elijah, stay flat always. Jay Northrop, what's happening? How high did it get in T-Town? Oh, Tacoma today, 104, I believe it was. Where I was at, out here in Falls City, it's 102, or it was 102 earlier. All right, Glow Baby, hey. Kitty Channel was good. Lamar Daniel was good, brother. Flat Club, Main G, what's happening, bro? Love me right, always. Chris Creek, what's good? Michael John. All right. Y'all, I gotta show you this thing. My man Rich Lopez in the house. What's good, brother? Jermaine, Sky Johnson, Keith Lynch. What's good? Jason Tryon. What's happening? Alright, let me get back over here. I just want to make sure that the playback's right. Y'all said it's we good then. Alright. I'm gonna trust you all. Let me see. Still checking. Alright. Okay. Good. Alright. So, we're back for take 2. Everything looked good. So, I'm going to go ahead and turn the music off. I'm going to just say what's up to y'all. Alright. Got up to 105 in Woodinville. Good Lord. No AC. Woo! Look. I don't even need the AC. I'm not even worried about that. Look, because I got a little deal that I got. Friend of mine that I work with, this guy handed me one of these little fans. Now this is a little 5-volt USB fan. Yeah, got 4 different speeds on this thing. So I mean, it's so easy to use this thing. Check it. What I'm doing right now, I got 2 of them actually, and I got this one hooked up to a portable battery. So I got my fans doing the thing. So anyway, it's all good. Alright, Glowbusters in the house. Said first. Nah, it was a few people. Andre Frank, what's happening, brother? Jay Castro. Yeah, it was nice and hot today. Golden Honey, what's up? Alright. So without doing too much messing around over here, let me go ahead and get into this. And good evening to everyone, and thank you for joining me once again. I hope everybody stayed cool today. It was a hot day in a few places, if I understand correctly. So hope everybody drank lots of water, got nice and hydrated, all that good stuff. So if you've been wondering where I've been just doing my thing, working out, working my business. Got some other moves coming on the horizon. I will I'll be doing what I can to make my presence more felt in the future. My whole paradigm's about to shift in about a month or so. I'll keep you abreast on that situation as I see fit, I suppose, because I'm not always consistent with this whole YouTube thing, and people get me confused. People think that I'm a YouTuber. In actuality, I'm just a guy who has a YouTube channel. I put stuff out every now and then. I'm not like always, just trying to be out here just talking to hear myself talk. Um, but there are some things that I wanted to share with you. I've gotten into a couple of new paradigms lately. I've gotten back into meditation. I just wanted to share some thoughts about the connection between media propaganda, the law of attraction on an individual basis, and then a more broad discussion about the collective consciousness and how we're being manipulated by the media to kind of co-create this place. You know what I mean? This whole overall situation. So I'd like to chat about that, but not right now though. What I wanted to do now, I wanted to get into this video. There's a video that I came across. Someone posted it on my Facebook page. Actually, this guy Luke Francis, he put it on my Facebook page. Shout out to him. And I started listening to this interview, and it wasn't an interview. It was more an email that he got from a NASA official, or an ex-NASA official. And so I wanted to listen to that and hear what the guy had to say. And then I was just thinking, a few people hit me up, trying to figure out where I was at, what I've been up to. And I was just like, hey, let's go live. Let's go listen to this live. So I wanted to share this with you all also. Alright, I hope the stream's still going well. I keep turning this thing out. Okay, so basically all I'm going to do is we're just going to have a listening session here. I want to see what this is about, and I wanted to listen with you. So here we go. Let me switch this up in OBS, transition to this other one, get the volume right. Let me put the mic over here so we can hear what the guy's saying. Alright, can you hear the fan? Let me turn the fan off. I will sacrifice my coolness so we can all hear. Alright, so there's that, and now let me turn this on. Alright, let's go. Alright, volume's up as far as I know. Oh, wait. Hold up. There we go.
Other movies that I've been working on for you guys, but they're much longer. They're full-length videos.
Alright, hold up. Just a few seconds. So, Flat Water, Flat Earth is the name. Alright, play the video now. Now I'm going to have to reset the whole page. Hold up. Let me restart the page. They got me looking crazy out here. Now here we go. Now the internet's acting up. Can't even pull up my little Facebook post. Facebook and YouTube, they're connected some way or another. These folks are trying to put the clamps down on this whole thing. Now I got this little spinning rainbow wheel. Alright, so we refresh the page. Okay, bring it back, finally. Alright, so now I gotta come back over here. Alright, there's that. Okay, so now we got the page again. I appreciate you all bearing with me on this. Okay, so while you were waiting, I hope you went over to flat water, flat earth, flat earth, flat water, flat water, flat earth. Yeah. Okay, here we go. If the video will load, let's see what happens. Let's go.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Flat Water, Flat Earth. Today we have something so interesting. I have all these other movies that I've been working on for you guys, but they're much longer. They're full-length videos, and they're going to take some time to edit and put together for you. However, what I've got for you today you should find very interesting. As I've mentioned before, I get these letters fairly regularly. I can't thank this person enough for sending me this information. And again, I have to say thank you to all the people who have ever sent me information. You guys are the best audience. You're absolutely amazing. I'm astounded by how much you guys know. So please continue to share. This is how these things get done, is when we share. So this is former NASA official confession. I'll show you my Gmail inbox here, and you can see where this came from. Now he says he's used some aliases here to cover his tracks, so it makes it a little more difficult for them to directly punish him. This is a former NASA official's confession. To whom it may concern. My name is Dr. Keith Smith. I am a former chief engineer with NASA. I write this message to you at great risk to my personal safety, as well as that of my family. However, after viewing your channel and videos, I believe that you may be able to help me. I'm trying to get my story out to as many truth seekers like yourself as possible. There are terrible things going on right now that the people need to know about. You are a brave person for being willing to speak out against the evil powers that be. Below is the story of how I became a part of the conspiracy to blind the masses to the true nature of reality. I joined NASA in 1996 after earning my doctorate's degree from the University of Michigan. I genuinely believed that the work that I was doing on the shuttle program was putting men in space. As a low-level engineer, I was still indoctrinated with the Earth's shape. In 2012, I was to chief engineer. In this position, I was tasked with overseeing the engineers and designers of various projects and future missions in the space program. At least, this is what I thought I would be doing. It was only later that I found out that I received this promotion because my superiors felt that I could be trusted with the secret. On June 7, 2012, I was approached directly by the acting administrator of NASA, Charles Bolden. When he offered me the promotion, I readily accepted. It was at this point that I had to be let in on the secret. On June 10, I went to Washington, D.C. to meet with Administrator Bolden. The pretense of the meeting was as a way of meeting the other heads of NASA and as an introduction to my new position. When I went into the meeting room at NASA headquarters in Washington, D.C., they sat me down and went through introductions. The meeting consisted of myself, Administrator Bolden, Deputy Administrator Lori Garver, Associate Administrator Robert Lightfoot, Director Michael Coates of Johnson Space Center, Director Robert Cabana of Kennedy Space Center, Director Arthur Goldman of Marshall Space Center, and Chief Scientist Waleed Abdelhadi. After the niceties had concluded, Bolden became very...
Wait, hold up. he's naming names. Awesome. Okay, here, let's... Wow, alright, good stuff. Alright, anyway.
Serious. He told me that what I was about to hear was going to change my entire life, and that I may struggle to believe it at first. His only request was that I hear him out. From here, he revealed the secret to me. I will never forget the moment Administrator Bolden looked me in the eyes and said, "Everything that you have ever been taught is a lie." From here, he told me that the Earth was in fact flat. This is something that had been known for thousands of years by the ancient peoples. However, as the general population became more educated and their social status increased, they became restless and a danger to themselves. It became necessary for a great lie in order to prevent a collapse of society and another dark age. You see, historians will tell you that humans have known that the Earth was round for thousands of years. They will point to the likes of Eratosthenes, saying that he knew the Earth was a globe in the 3rd century BC. They will even say that he calculated the circumference of the globe to within 1% accuracy by having bemetists measure the distance between Alexandria and Syene by walking the distance and counting steps. However, these historical records have been fabricated and left for the historians and archaeologists to discover. It was only 200 years ago that the true nature of the Earth was general knowledge. However, all records of this knowledge have been destroyed. I was also told that NASA's true purpose was not space exploration, but maintaining the globe conspiracy and maintaining the integrity of civilization. When Administrator Bolden had finished, I was left in utter shock at what I had heard. Surely this could not be true. It must be some form of trick or joke. In fact, when Bolden finished, I just laughed at him. However, Bolden maintained his composure. He told me that he too reacted the same way when he heard the truth. Others in the room went about recounting their stories of first hearing the truth. In fact, Director Goldman said that it took him months to be fully convinced. I was told to go back to my hotel and think it over. At first, I was in denial of the truth. It took weeks before I fully accepted what I should have always known. The other senior NASA officials were very supportive of me throughout the process, being patient with my many questions. As chief engineer, my main job was coming up with plausible designs to then pass down to lower-level engineers. They would then properly design and even build the spacecraft. They never knew that what they were designing would never go to space. It was my job to ensure that. Whenever we launched a rocket, it would just fly out of range of the TV cameras and civilian tracking capabilities before ditching into the ocean. Many rockets can even still be found at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. I went along with spreading the lie for 7 years until I retired at the end of 2019. Even after I retired, I was still fully on board with spreading the lie of the globe. I was indoctrinated to a fanatical degree that lying about the Earth's true form was the only way to preserve society. However, with the COVID pandemic, I had a religious awakening and found God for the first time in my life. Through this, I realized the error of my ways. The people have a right to know the truth. It may cause a social upheaval, but I think that it is worth it to break the authority of the conspiracy. As a part of the conspiracy, my every move is closely watched. They have been growing suspicious of me. I am using false aliases as a way of defending my identity and delaying them from silencing me. I strongly believe that it is important that the truth is spread to as many people as possible. They will do everything they can to suppress your message. It is no accident that YouTube and similar platforms are cracking down on conspiracy videos. I hope you find this information helpful. Please feel free to reach out with any questions that you may have. I will try my best to be responsive for as long as possible. Thank you, Dr. Keith Smith. I think some of his points here are interesting, particularly with regards to Eratosthenes and the circumference, and the Bemetists, and this point where he says that, however, all records of this knowledge have been destroyed. It's true. When we go back, we actually have noticed even since Flat Earth began that, or since this awakening and this movement has begun, that as we say things and point them out to people, they'll literally go and change it just after we point it out, or they'll add information to it to try to change what people think about it. And they also remove a lot of documents that we point out. Having said that, there are certain documents that are maintained that they have to keep there because other people have already noticed them that have information that proves that the Earth is flat. So I'll show you a few of them right here. I intended to put these in other movies, but this is a great place for them. As you can see here, this is people who charted the entire path across the ocean from West Africa to East Brazil. And you can see that they charted the entire bottom and everything along, and you can see that it's flat.
Alright, well anyway, head back over to this view. Alright, so there was that. Let me see. It said what email address did that come from? Yeah, I gotta get back on here and check that out. Let's see, what was the email? Yeah, cause yeah, Dave, didn't you say? Yeah, cause Jaron just said that you guys tried to get in contact with this guy and he freaking vanished. So what's going on with that? Is that? Let me see. Is that what happened, Dave? You guys got in touch with him or tried to get in touch with the guy, and he just kind of disappeared. There's a buffer over here, so um, yeah, I just wanted to listen to that. That was interesting. That was interesting. Then it goes into the music and all that. Issues here, minor issues. As far as the, let's see. To be honest, that was actually a cool story. Yeah, I mean, I thought so. I was alright with it. Uh, well, the thing, well, see, Israel Adams. All right, so there's the comment there. If he truly didn't want to identify himself, he wouldn't have named all those names. Um, I'm thinking while I was listening to that, I was thinking that he might have named so many names, and he might have switched up the dates. Actually, he might have switched up the locations. He might have used different titles for his job description and all that. Um, I mean, there's a lot of different things that he could have done with that. There's a lot of different things that he could have done to conceal his identity a little bit better than that. It looks like I'm frozen again. Okay, so is the audio carrying on while the video's frozen or no? Let me see. Hold on. Let me try to tweak this a little bit. Thought I had this down a little bit better. Stream settings. Let's see about bringing this back to. Supposed to start off. Well, I did start off on low latency. Interesting. I'm frozen again. Terrible. Let me see. I was just going to ask Dave what the status was with this guy. Okay, so you all know this guy. What would be the angle of this guy to lie about his ProFE story? Yeah, I mean, there's that question. I mean, the dude could be making it up, but at the same time, what's his reasoning for doing that? What does he get out of saying that? Well, y'all think it's like some trolls? You think it might be Scam Boy Dan or one of those guys sending emails from an anonymous account, just seeing if they can string us along? You think that's what's going on here? I mean, they don't have lives, Not much going on outside their mom's basement. They're down there, hunkered down around their laptops with their lotion and their napkins and all that. I mean, with their masks on. I mean, they got time. They do have time to do this type of stuff. Let me see. We are Nathan Oakley. What's good? Okay, if the audio's working fine while it's frozen, then I guess we're good. Not exactly sure what's up with this thing. As far as I can tell, I'm frozen. But if y'all say it's cool, then it's cool. If the audio's good and the video gets frozen, then that's just fine. You can keep the audio. I'll just be frozen over here, and I'll try not to make faces like I'm making on the screen right now. I see. All right, as long as the audio's working, then we're fine. I'm gonna have to do what I can. He said, "What'd you say? Leave the boss." Look like get out of here. And then I'm frozen on another one. This is crazy, man. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. I'm planning on moving here real soon, in the next month and a half. my situation is going to be changing a lot. So I would like to think I'll have better internet in a month or so. Um, but I wanted to get on here and do this thing. Anyway, I hope everybody's been good, for real. I mean, this hasn't been the most insightful conversation because I put that on just wanting to connect for a minute, and then I'm checking the chat. It's like, you guys are. Let me see. I'm looking at this exchange between Bob and Dave. Jaron said these guys were in touch. Since I posted all the transcripts to our emails, any of the trolls could take. Let me see. Start sending them to everyone from bogus addresses. Yeah, they could. It's true. Yeah, they could. That's the thing. Let me see. Yeah. Right. Okay. Yep. I see. Yeah. I could see them doing stuff like that. I could see. I could see them doing that type of stuff. That's kind of lame. Kind of lame. But okay. uh. Anyway. We're all good over here. Um. It's been a while. There's been some stuff going on. I don't know if they're messing with my stream. I don't know if the Wi-Fi is just off. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I'm gonna be back, a little bit more active. And I know I say that every time, but I really mean it this time. You know, even if it's just to have a quick chat, just to have some things to think about. I may go live tomorrow. I wanted to go over some things that I had, that I've been thinking about. Now, I talked about that a little bit earlier. And it's not always flat Earth over here, but every time I go live, the Earth is flat, so it all kind of levels out in the end, right? But anyway, let me see. All right, Israel, I hear you. I know what you're talking about. Let me see. Taboo Conspiracy got trolled. Yeah. I mean, these scrubs, they got time to do that, so yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I got froze making a face again. Jeez. Looking all beat up. Alright. So I'm about to go ahead and hop off of this thing. In just a little bit. I wanted to try to get into some other topics real quick, but there's a lot going on. I'm kind of thrown off by all the latency issues, and then just that the little confession may or may not have been legit. I mean, we know it's flat, and there may very well be some people within NASA who know it's like that, who want to blow the whistle, but at the same time, they're worried about these things. In other news, let's go ahead and switch it to something that I can discuss a little bit better. I probably can't give you the visuals on this whole thing, but what do you all know about this situation with John McAfee? What do you know about John McAfee? What's been going on with this guy? Let me see. Old John McAfee. I was looking briefly into what he's got going on, and man, it's some interesting things that have added up in that story around John McAfee's death, and then and then this whole tower collapse in Florida recently. So basically, John McAfee has been a thorn in the side of the deep state. For some years, he was set up a while back. They brought him up on these bogus murder charges. He fled to Belize. He was out at home in Belize, and they set him up with these charges. The CIA, FBI, whoever it was, they went into his home, destroyed a lot of his property, searching for evidence, and they just kind of left him alone. Now, after that, he was pissed off, well, wait a minute. So he said he was pissed off. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about him. What he said on an interview was that after he was pissed off, what he did, he attempted to go to the U.S. embassy, in that country. And so while that was going on, he has a friend at the embassy, and they tell him that he can't enter into the embassy. He's gotten orders from, the highest command in that area. And who was the highest command at that point? It was Hillary Clinton. This was like 2012 time frame where this was going on. And so he had an issue with Hillary. So he was on Twitter talking bad about Hillary and some of the things that these people had going on, stuff like that. And what he did after he was set up on those murder charges, and after they broke into his home, after they destroyed his property, he donated a lot of laptops to secretaries within the Pentagon and these different agencies with the government, right? And so while he was doing that, he made sure that he pre-fitted those laptops that he donated to those people with this viral spyware. And so with this viral spyware, within a short period of time, John McAfee then had complete control of the government's computer system. And so he could kind of monitor what was going on. And what he was looking for while he was monitoring the government was evidence pointing to the fact that they set him up for those bogus murder charges, because they were trying to charge him for murder, that saying that he like murdered his neighbor. Last name is Fall, Faull, and he didn't find evidence that they set him up. So what happened? He did find evidence that, one, the Minister of National Defense was the biggest drug trafficker in South America, and he found that the Minister of Immigration was the biggest human trafficker. And he said that on this interview with this lady, and the lady immediately backs up and she's like, okay, here, can you cut it off right there? Because we don't want to get killed either, right? So she had like cut him all the way off, and they decided to take a walk. So basically, years and years ago, he gives them this information, he gathers all this data, finds out all these deep, dark secrets about these high-ranking government officials, right? So they're trying to get rid of him. Hillary Clinton's in the mix. You know what happens when people cross the Clintons. And so, he's on the run. And he starts putting it out online. Hey, if something happens to me, if I end up dead in this prison, what they did, they had him locked up in the Spanish prison recently where he died. And they had him brought up on, I believe it was like tax evasion charges. And they were going to extradite him from South America back to the U.S. And they're saying that he committed suicide in his prison cell recently, like a couple of days ago. And yet, he was on Twitter. All the time saying, I'm content. I'm not going to kill myself. I'm not going to hurt myself. If I end up dead, a la Epstein, just know I didn't do it. It wasn't me. He was basically saying, I like breathing, and so I'm not going to kill myself. So if I end up dead, I got whacked. He even went so far as to get a tattoo on his right arm that said, whacked. It was $WHACKD. He got whacked tattooed on his arm. Because he was saying that he was getting these, subtle messages, basically being threatened by these government officials that, he better watch himself or come to get you, things like that. So he was putting it out there. He was like, "Yo, I'm not gonna kill myself," and he ended up dead anyway. But there were these tweets going around where John McAfee says, "If something happens to me, I have 31 terabytes of information in multiple hard drives in my residence at the corner of 88th and Collins Street, just north of Miami Beach." And would you know where that building was located that just collapsed in Florida? It was at the corner of 88th and Collins, just north of Miami Beach. And so, I'm thinking that he had a kill switch. Right? But, I mean, they definitely killed that dude. They killed that dude. So, but the thing is like he had to have a dead man switch. You know what I mean? Like if he didn't check in a certain amount of time, the information would be dumped after this long of him not checking in, something like that. I mean, he had to set something up out of all this time. But I don't know. That's kind of a coincidence that he ends up dead in the prison, and then that high rise in Florida ends up, half of the building just gets demolished out of nowhere. Like that happens all the time. It does not. No, he said 31 terabytes. Terabytes of information. Not gigabytes, terabytes, right? So this dude, that is a lot of data. Terabytes out here. Terabytes is 1 terabyte is 1,000 gigabytes. That's how much information this dude had collected on the upper echelons of government. What I'd like to do, yeah, Dave, that's what I was actually doing yesterday. I was trying to do this. Yesterday, looking up these different ways to check whether or not these tweets are authentic. And I was like, that's all, the suspicion comes from two things to confirm that. One, we have to figure out whether or not he actually owned property in that building. And two, well, no, actually, here, we're going to transpose these. One, whether or not he owned property in that building, for one. And then two, we need to figure out if that tweet is actually authentic. That's the thing. Except we're going to transpose that. More importantly, we need to figure out if that tweet's authentic. If that tweet's authentic, then we need to figure out whether or not he actually had property in that building. Because then, we're going to know something. We got to be able to confirm those things. So, I don't know, anybody really good at looking this stuff up, hop on it. Because I'm not even going to lie to you. So yeah, check that out. Let me know what's going on, because this is craziness. That was a lot. I was just looking at how those things connect. And then, he had dirt on a lot of people, supposedly. He had that stored in that penthouse, allegedly. He was on Twitter talking about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, and how, getting into crypto and Bitcoin, namely Bitcoin, how that is the best defense against this corrupt government system. So, I mean, just that in itself, because they can't really control Bitcoin. They can't really control what we do with it. It's like they list it as an asset, and yet, as far as I know, the government hasn't figured out a way to tax it, because the blockchain. A lot of these wallets are, private. Non KYC, decentralized, and so it's really difficult to try to track that stuff. So anyway, but he was talking about crypto. He was talking about how crypto can cripple the deep state, as it were. So I know that's he had a large platform. This is John McAfee, like pioneer in antivirus software. Like this no dude, he had an audience. Apparently, he had just been out there and just spreading all kinds of stuff for years. So they got him. Either this is another one of those psyops, or he believes he got whacked, or maybe they faked the whole thing. There's no telling what's going on. But here's the thing. I think I will come back and try to talk to you all about that. I think I will come back and try to talk to you all about this other thing. I got to put some notes together. Maybe it'll be a little more organized than this one, because I'm all over the place with this stream. Like we're sitting here lagging, we're buffering. Story comes out to be maybe it's true, maybe it's not, and now we're all talking about John McAfee. Anyway, glad we had a chance to link up again. Yeah, I'll be around. I'll try to be around. Shoot. Let me get back over here. I'm gonna go ahead and end the screen, in the stream, that is. Let me see. Yeah, just mentioned Bitcoin. Yeah. I'm alright with some Bitcoin. What you talking about? Kitty Feline said Doge. Doge is doing nothing right about now. Dogecoin is doing absolutely nothing right now. Doge was alright. Doge was alright for a little bit, but yeah. You just had to get out when you got out. Doge. I don't know if Doge is gonna make a comeback. And absolutely. Actually, I'm not even really dealing with a whole lot of other cryptos outside of Bitcoin. So, like I had a, I did all right. I did all right with my Doge. I did a pretty decent investment with my Dogecoin. Like back in January, like at the end of January, I bought Dogecoin. I put down 500 on Dogecoin at the end of January when it was like 4.5 cents, something like that. So when it got up to like 70 cents, that's when I probably should have sold, but I let it come back down, and I sold off all my Doge when it got to like back around like 5K, something like that, or no, it got back to like 55 cents is what I mean, somewhere around there. And so I don't know, I made about 3,200 off my Dogecoin, so I'll consider that a win. And I just converted back into Bitcoin. Let me see. Anyway. Yeah, okay. All good. Nah, it's just, I'm saying, like, I'm glad I got out of Doge when I did, because it has not recovered at all. At all. And so, I don't know. It's all good. All right, Miss Jones said she's still confused about the cryptos. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll get you up to speed. That's how people are going to get free, actually, with these cryptocurrencies. It's a way to kind of fight the control system. But anyway, it's all good. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here and get ready to get up and handle some things. In the morning. But yeah, you all have a good night. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. I appreciate you all for joining me again on this stream. I really do appreciate you all. I promise I do. Yeah, I'm just checking the chat right now. Yeah, hope you all have a good evening. Hope you all have a good night. If you're in one of these places that's gonna be crazy warm, drink lots of water, all that good stuff. And as always, be good to each other. And I mean that, because being good to each other, put that energy out, it's going to come back to you, right? Take care of yourself, because you only have one body, so take care of it. And as always, stay flat. I'll see you next time.